What are you doing?
Oh my god.
I don't even know what's going on.
Don't forget cards to get cards at RitaYanez.com, and so am I. Under your bed.
Turn on the light! Turn on the light!
Hi there, Taurus. This is your weekly reading for the week of November 30th. I hope you had a wonderful holiday and that things are going your way, where it's almost Christmas time. On Monday, the card that you've drawn is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and this is a card that indicates that things should be smoothing over now in your family, or that you're seeing the potential for some better times ahead. And if that's the way you're feeling, you're right. I know that Thanksgiving was weird and crazy, and even for those of you that don't technically celebrate Thanksgiving because it's not on your holiday calendar for your area of the world, most people have adopted the idea of Thanksgiving in their own countries, and that's wonderful because it's just all about spending time with each other and appreciating that we have food and shelter and that we're in a safe place to live in. We wish everybody had all of these things like safety and enough to eat and, good warm clothes to wear, appropriate things. So it is good for us to get together and give thanks for the things that we have been able to receive and even to accomplish together as a family or a group of family and friends, now that we know that families come in all kinds of shapes and sizes and all kinds of styles and designs and all kinds of flavors and colors. That family is just really about the people who want to be together, not necessarily the people who share blood and DNA. On Tuesday, the card that you've drawn is the King of Swords. So here comes an authority figure that's most likely a male, could be a very masculine female, who is very fair and maybe has had to be the person in your family that has stood up to say, hey, look, everyone is out of control. Stop it and let's have dinner. Let's spend time together without the politics, without the drama. So this person may have had to take it upon themselves to tell everybody basically to shut up and sit down. Maybe not in such ghetto terms, but the truth is that sometimes it's going to be that one person who speaks up and through some structure and communication can get everybody to chill out, for God's sake. This is also the day where Mercury in Sagittarius is trining Uranus in Aries, and this could be the person in your family that is the least likely to have stood up and do this. This could be a very tough woman who stands up, and maybe she's like 5'5", right? She stands up and she might as well be a brick tower when she tells everyone to calm down. And also with Mercury in Sagittarius squaring Chiron in Pisces, which Pisces being your solar fifth house. Oh, wait a second. Excuse me, make an adjustment here. Pisces being your solar 11th house. So it could have been there a person around your family, even as a friend, or, somebody that's just kind of become part of the family, even though they're an in-law or just a friend or somebody's best friend that comes along. And that could heal some rifts in the family as well, to bridge a gap if people have not been really kosher with each other. And that's wonderful in time for the next set of holidays. Mercury in Sagittarius sextile Apollo and Libra is for you your solar sixth house. So there could have been some adjustments here as to who was working what job or what kind of things this person is doing to make money. And it could be about you, and it could be about somebody else in your family that actually does like this King of Swords and takes up the leadership position, which is what Apollo talks about. Apollo talks about leadership and about even the least likely people. Maybe there's this one gay alternative type type person, and this is the one that stands up and says, and pretty much regardless of what you think of me, seems like you guys can't calm down without me taking the wheel and directing us toward calmer waters. So there is an indication that it's going to be somebody who's quite out of the blue, unusual already, and seems to do this fantastic job of getting everything going in the right direction again. Could even be the person planning what's going to happen over the holidays, like who's going to cook, where are we going, do we all cook and meet up at this person's house because they've got a bigger family room and kitchen, or what do we do? Mercury in Sagittarius also sextiling, or excuse me, Sun in Sagittarius sextiling Ceres in Aquarius. For you, being Aquarius is your solar 10th house, again could indicate that there might be somebody who doesn't want to really deal with this King of Swords, and there could be somewhat of a power struggle of who's going to take this position, and maybe it is an in-law, and that person is challenged by somebody else who says, you know what, you're not even blood here, you're just married to my sister, and we're like, oh damn. But then this person says, and you know what, I am part of this family now, and that's what it is. I love you all, and I just want to help make things better. On Wednesday, we've got the King of Wands in reverse, and this is a card that indicates that here could be the individual who challenges this other person in the family, or one of them. It could be a couple of people, and challenges them in a way that doesn't even make sense. They're the ones that kind of stands up and says things like, you know what, none of you can get this right. None of you know what the hell you're doing. And look, if I did it, if I could handle it, if I could manage this, it would come out way better. Things would go smoother. And then we're all like, okay, really? Well, then why don't you prove it, Mr. Last Year screwed up the entire dinner for everybody? You know, this is the person who is kind of a flake, and he could be a fire sign. He could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That King of Swords over there, I'm sorry I forgot to mention it, but you guys probably already know by now, could have been an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And there's the fire sign, almost like polar opposites, saying, oh yeah, if I could handle it, it'd be like this. We all know that this person wouldn't do a good job of it because he's like all talk, no action. But as it is, we've got an opposition already with Mercury and Sagittarius opposing Psyche and Gemini. Gemini being your second solar house of resources and possessions and what we have to work with, in the stuff in the closet, the makeup in the box, the books on the shelf, the throw on the floor, or the carpet on the wood, you know, whatever it is that we have. And so Psyche wants to transform things, and she wants things to be different and to make a lasting impression, to make things better. So Psyche and Gemini is probably saying, hey, look, why don't you just pitch in your $10 for this dinner? Why don't you donate the turkey or the ham or whatever it is, you know, the vegetarian side dishes? Why don't you pitch it in before opening your mouth? And so, you know, of course, King of Wands isn't going to like it, but he's going to hear it. On Thursday, we've got the Chariot card upright, and this is fantastic because it means that somebody is finally getting things to work, and somebody is actually taking the initiative to make things move forward in a way that makes sense. So this could be the way you're feeling, or the way that you would like things to feel like for you now coming into the month of December. You're like, you know what, I just want balance, happiness, and harmony. I just want it to be cool so that I could have an enjoyable and pleasant experience while I figure out exactly what I won't do when I'm an adult, having my own holiday parties or dinners, or even just the fact that you don't want to have any. I'm a very private person too when it comes to these things. My Thanksgiving this year was just me and my 3 sons. And yeah, we still had our redneck dysfunction had to be brought in by one of my kids mentioning a former family member and, you know, family-in-law member. And I'm like, can't I just have my divorce and these people just leave me the hell alone? You know, why do we have to bring up the... It was kind of like raising Lazarus from the dead. And I was like, please, please. So all I want is peace too. I'm totally with you. Mercury in Sagittarius is semi-sextile, Bacchus in Capricorn, which makes us want to like get on our horses and ride away and just get the hell out of there. We just got to make sure that nobody starts drinking or smoking and starts exiting, you know, stage left, and they're stoned or something, you know, walking out with a set of keys in their hands. So we obviously don't want to check out in fantasy land, because look, I'm not going to tell anybody how to live their lives, but I want to remind people that, you know, if you get caught doing something illegal, nobody's going to substitute for you when you're sitting in juvenile or when they're sitting in the clink for adults, you know. So we got to be careful with the way that we handle these energies. I think that a good escape is drawing, poetry, art, rapping, music, singing, fashion, color, painting, grooming pets, arranging rooms. Maybe you're really good at applying makeup for other people and yourself. You know, these are wonderful and appropriate forms of expressing yourself. Maybe you draw pictures on paper and decide that these would make excellent prints for wallpaper or tattoos. Who knows what floats your boat, right? Also, we have Mercury and Sagittarius trining Minerva and Leo, which Leo being your solar fourth house is excellent because Minerva wants us to be smart about what we do. Minerva wants us to use our intellect and intelligence to come to terms with whatever's going on in that most vulnerable fourth house, which is a sensitive place. You know, it's about the house and home and family. With you guys, it's going to be your early environment. And then Mercury will also sextile Cupid and Libra, which Libra for you being the solar sixth house, again, that house being stimulated about your daily activities, the people you see, your health and the health of others around you, and also jobs and any part-time work that we can do, even if it's babysitting other people's kids here. With Cupid, it's saying, hey, look, you might get a gig here that pays $20 to babysit for one night, and you're like, yes, I'll take it. And then you take care of the little rugrats and little carpet monsters, and then you make your pay. And it really doesn't have the effect of lasting a long time with Cupid there, but at least there's a potential to make a few bucks and put them in your pocket. On Friday, we've got the Five of Wands, which is a card that indicates some squabbing. You know, it could be people getting up in each other's faces, and it could be that you come up with some really creative ideas. This is the day that we've got Sagittarius squaring Jupiter in Virgo. That's kind of an uncomfortable square, even though all squares are adjustment energy, but Virgo being your fifth house of relationships, of romance, of your siblings and other close members of your family, like your cousins, that they're not your siblings, but they might as well be. They're close enough that way. Could be step siblings as well, and adopted and half siblings, that kind of thing. But there seems to be an element of competition, which if you guys are trying to figure out the structure of going into business together, like you guys are structuring how you're going to start a lawn care business while you supplement your money so that you can buy some things that you need in high school or even in elementary, middle school. And so it could be you and a girlfriend or boyfriend getting together to watch children and be a team about it so that you're not so vulnerable being alone in a person's house. You got somebody else with you, you split the profits, and or, you know, this could be the kind of energy that this 5 indicates. And Venus will be entering Scorpio here on Friday, so it really is a good energy to pair up in teams with your friends to start some businesses. Maybe you and your girlfriend are really good at applying makeup. You and a boyfriend, somebody else who's got that Midas touch with the eyeliner, with a lipstick, and you guys say, hey, we're going to get together and we're going to go into business of doing makeup for people going to their proms and their graduation pictures and their different parties. We're going to set this up. Now, remember, you got to be good at what you do, but with Venus and Scorpio, I think you're pretty damn good at what you do. On Saturday, we have the 9 of Pentacles, which is great because it shows me that there's finally some quiet and peace in your environment, that you can actually feel good about the way things are. You know, this could be you sitting there in your room meditating or listening to your tunes or enjoying Instagram or some vines, and you feel like, you know what, the world is not a bad place. You know what, it could be crazy outside of my bedroom door, and I am still okay here in my space, on my own, in my head, where nobody can bother me. On Sunday, we have the 2 of Cups, which, yes, I know, is supposed to be upright, but I forgot to do one more step there with this, and this is again talking about that Venus and Scorpio energy. Now, on Sunday, the Sun in Sagittarius will sextile Mars in Libra, giving you some extra energy. I swear to you, if you and a buddy want to partner up to start a job and you lay down the rules this winter before you can really get going on it anyway, and you set up how you're going to divide things, you're each going to sign the contract, how do you make amendments to the contract, you have to sit down and negotiate a new deal. This means that you've got somebody around who's going to be really good to work with you on this, and it really could be a brother or sister. It really could be something like this. I'd be careful with going into business with a romantic partner, only because if you guys break up, it makes it uncomfortable unless you guys are mature enough to handle that. Sun in Sagittarius, also semi-sextile to Pluto and Capricorn, is giving you that kind of boost in the 9th house, helping you maybe set those ground rules for a new relationship. A new business partnership is what looks more likely, where you get together, maybe even snatching up some dresses from thrift stores, some prom dresses from people. You take them as donations and you turn them around. You turn them into a business of like lending them out, renting them out. These are things that you guys could do because it would be totally appropriate at your age. Mercury in Sagittarius squaring Hygeia in Virgo. Now, Hygeia in Virgo wants to, in your 5th house, solve problems, create solutions, before the problems start to begin with. That would make total sense, you guys, for you in the ninth house to set up the ground rules of this little business that you're starting. What if it turns into something crazy huge and you guys are putting people on the runway with your dresses? Okay, so never underestimate the power of starting a business, because you guys could have something really crazy start up as just a fun idea to keep you busy and to make the boredom easier to tolerate, and it turns into something major. And again, what Hygeia is telling you in the fifth house of Virgo is prevent problems. So that means don't necessarily go into business with somebody who's a boyfriend or girlfriend. It's better for you to start business with a friend of yours that is pretty much, you guys have been through thick and thin anyway, whether it's you and your girlfriend, you and your boyfriend, friendly friends, or you and that one gay guy that's like, okay, so nobody really understands him, but you know what? He's one hell of a great person to have pick the dresses and the colors, because he's got this fantastic sense of style and fashion, not just because he's gay, although it just kind of tends that some people who are already creative have an extra creativity when they're able to live their own truth, that they're able to be unique, that they really don't care what people think. It makes for really good fashion designers, people who can't really care about what other people think, or they're going to get stuck doing what they think other people want them to do. Also, we've got Mars and Libra squaring Pluto and Capricorn, and so we just want to make sure that we think about the potential problems that could arise. But remember, you're in the brainstorming stage. Trust me, there's a new moon this month that is going to help you a lot, because it's going to be at 19 degrees Sagittarius on the 11th. And for you, that's your eighth house. Again, that a partnership could really bring with it some very, very helpful ideas. Now this is next Friday, by the way, but I wanted to throw it in there so that you'd know that these ideas are coming. And Taurus, they could really turn into something great. Think about the potentials that, okay, so maybe $10 here and there doesn't sound like a lot of money, but by the time you and another person make $10 here and there, you got $100 in your pocket, you guys, and you could right there invest in your business again. Take care.